morning, my friend. I was having some issues, so I took the bus downtown. And so we'll see how things work out here. Hello, Rich. I grabbed myself a Tim Hortons and a little snack. I think the problem is I'm trying to go with 60 FPS, but it might not be. It might be too heavy for my plan. I picked up a savory pastry. Hello, Arnold Paul from 70 West Canby. Nice. And we've got Roy Explorers. New camera looking good. Thanks, Roy. I got the iPhone 15, not the Pro version. I could have got the Pro version, but the iPhone 15 was on sale. Very good deal for like 600 and something, so I picked it up. Nice to see you, Roy. Hope you're doing well in San Francisco. Everyone, check out Roy Explorers if you haven't already. He's San Francisco's greatest live streamer. Hope you had a great New Year, Roy, and Christmas holidays and everything. I believe this may be the old Hudson's Bay building. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh, I think.
And this is a pretty nice mural here. Downtown Van. And beautiful old church here. Isidore, the new building from Nelson and Howe is the new cathedral building, Burrard. A good day for a look. Vancouver looks nice, says Roy. Yeah. So today's a nice day for sure. Welcome, Isidore. Looks like we've got a couple people from Vancouver today. Arnold Paul and Isidore know a little bit about this area. It looks like this area. This is fenced off though, right here. That's strange. Maybe I'll just go through this parking garage. Hopefully it's not buffering anymore. I think the problem might have been I was trying to do 60 FPS. I think I'll just hold off on that for now. Maybe just do it for recorded videos. So we've got this old red brick building here, and then behind it a beautiful glass skyscraper. Okay, excellent, Roy. Thank you. We've got Robert Sprite. What is the temperature in Vancouver? We're at 8 degrees Celsius. Rich says, I subscribe to Roy. Yep, like the Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, Garcia mural. That's right, yep. To your immediate left here was that site. Oh, okay, I see. This building that they're putting right here. This empty lot is what you're saying is what they're going to put. And they will have a beautiful view of this cathedral here, right? And this cathedral is what? I see a sign, but I can't read it from here. It's too small. Cathedral of Our Lady of the Holy Rosary. This is the Catholic Cathedral of Vancouver, which is where the head of the archdiocese would be located. From France. Hello, Jean-Marc. Let's go this way. I just had my urban garlic savory pastry and my Tim Hortons double here. Thanks for the information, Isidore. I didn't even that might be the first time I've even seen the cathedral. I've never really noticed that where the Catholic Cathedral is. I've seen this building before, though. It's kind of like Lego block building here. But I have not noticed something. We've got Devin Sullivan. What's up, Devin? Jean-Marc just finished dinner. You guys eat dinner late in France, right? It looks like Vancouver, and I had no idea until just now, has its very own bull statue. Is the mighty bull in the chat? If the mighty bull is not in the chat, that's fine, but I will have to come back here again when he is. But we got a bull statue here. Just like New York and even Toronto has one. Ours is more reddish. I don't know, it's made out of, feels like more of a plaster type thing. That's a big boy. Yeah, where's the mighty bull? I love that building too, Roy. I think that's really nice looking architecture, very unique, very modern. Deserves a day on its own. You know, are you saying the cathedral I mentioned was the United Church on Nelson and Burrard, brand spanking new? Ah, okay. I'll go check that out. Nelson and Burrard. Right now we're on Richards and Dunsmuir, I believe. Oh, West Georgia. We're on West Georgia. We're heading towards the Vancouver Public Library right there. That's the Vancouver Public Library main branch with its sort of Coliseum-like facade. And then a beautiful high-rise beside it. And this building is called the Post Building. This is actually where Amazon is located. The Post Building. And this building just got sold recently for, I believe, over $1 billion. 1.1 billion for this. Somebody bought this entire building. Well, not somebody. It's actually somebody from France. Jean-Marc might have heard the man before. His name is Bernard Arnault. He's the CEO of LVMH, the world's biggest luxury brand company. And LVMH just purchased this gigantic building called the Post Building, which used to be a post office back in the day. And then they added like a glass structure on top of it and made it a skyscraper. And then we've got the Vancouver Public Library in front of us. So this is a very nice area for architecture here. The corner of West Georgia and Homer Street. Holy Rosie. Yeah, maybe I'll do a video if they allow me to go inside the cathedral. I've done videos in churches before. And maybe also the library. Well, LVMH has money to spend, right, Jean-Marc? Do they move the bull to different locations? I don't know. I mean, that's the first time I've ever seen the bull here. That's not the same bull as they have in New York and Toronto, though. They're all separate bulls. And I've actually never been inside this branch of the Vancouver Public Library, so maybe I'll check that out. And there's the center church there. Very nice architecture as well on this church right beside. It's right beside this Lego building. I don't remember the name of this building, but I'll call it the Lego building. It's Deloitte and Touche, which I think just goes by Deloitte now. And this also is a very modern style church. They must have a lot of money, this church, for them to build this church here in this very posh area. Yeah, the round building's a library, Roy. Yep. This is the Vancouver Public Library's main branch right here. Yep. And this tall building beside it is also part of it. We've got Trojan and Megan Alyssa with us. Got a nice row of high-rises here. Pretty high-end condos, I would say, that are around here. It's even got stores and stuff around this Coliseum-like structure. Got a bike shop and onigiri, which I believe is a Japanese food snack. And maybe sometime I'll do a tour of the entire library. You got to be quiet while you're in there, though, you know. We can see the lobby here. Let's see. This is the lobby of the Vancouver Public Library. It's very nice, eh, Megan? There's a roof garden, says Oxad. Thank you very much. Welcome, Oxad. Boris is also with us. Welcome, Boris. Yeah, it is nice, and they've got a bunch of little storefronts, and a lot of these are still for lease, it looks like. So you can open up a little store here in the library, just outside. There's the entrance to the library there, so you can probably make noise out here. Just when you go inside, you got to be quiet. But look at, they've got a bunch of little storefronts here. I don't know if these are mostly new, but they're still available. Even the Canada Trust Bank. Oh, it's just an ATM, but that's cool. And there's the entrance into the library, and you can see it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 floors. There's a bunch of sort of mezzanines up there, and lookouts where you can have a nice view of down here. Got a coffee shop and a convenience store. So if anyone wants to open up a little shop, very small shop, like maybe 100 square feet or something, you can put one here. It's almost like a pop-up shop. There you go, the Vancouver Public Library. Very nice, right? I've never actually been inside there before, so. It was great when busier with the kiosks open. Sad now. What a neat looking facility. Yeah, I know, Body of Knowledge. It's cool, right? Is it buffering again? What is going on today with this this new phone of mine? Yeah, Megan, I didn't know there was shopping in there either. That was the first time I've been in that lobby. I think it's a great idea because it brings people into there for, like, after you're done looking at books, you can just grab a coffee there and grab some money from the ATM or grab your cigarettes from the convenience store and you're good to go. Okay, thanks, Roy. I keep seeing on my screen transmission. You know what? You know how it pops up on Prism? It says transmission unstable due to weak connection, I believe it says. And that keeps popping up on my screen, so hopefully it'll be glitch free for the rest of the walk. This is Robson Street coming up, the most famous shopping street in the city. We can head down this way towards the stadium over here. The Deloitte building, and you can see the sign for Deloitte, and that's the Hilton Hotel. Also pretty nice looking building. Yeah, that's true, Roy. Good point. Could use some greenery with those columns or graphics wrap. Yeah, I like how that building has trees on the roof. See that? They have like full-grown trees up there on their roof deck. That's nice. pizza, one of Canada's greatest inventions. Speaking of stadium, where the Steakums a thing in Canada, I've never heard of that. Hello Picard, engage, check 1.1. I've never heard of Steakums. Picard, you like McDonald's? What do you like to get at McDonald's, Picard? I like quarter pounders, French fries, and even the coffee ain't so bad. Of course, the breakfast is quite delicious too. So this stadium is BC Place, home of the BC Lions Canadian Football League team and MLS team soccer, Whitecaps. Thomas Mueller plays for them. Devin says, that was strictly an American thing. Gotta make your homemade Philadelphia style cheesesteaks. You know, cheesesteaks, Devin, is hard to get in Canada. It's hard to find a good cheesesteak, I think, to be honest with you. Anything but dessert. My McD is more expensive than Burger King. Man, McD's is not cheap anymore. McD's is not cheap anymore. They do have snow in Toronto, as Jean-Marc, most of you might have seen Johnny Stride stream this morning. Maybe other people stream too. And yes, mid-January is when you're gonna get a lot of snow in Toronto. All the way up until mid-February, you're gonna get a lot of snow, maybe even till the end of February. Here in Vancouver, you could get snow. We did have a little bit of snow mixed with sleet. I don't know if you guys saw my post or my short the other day. So we had a little tiny bit of snow on the ground. Barely covered the grass, and it melted fairly shortly afterwards, but that's all we've had this year. We've just had a lot of rain. Every day, pretty much, it rains. So that's why I haven't really streamed much, because I ain't walking around in the rain and getting my gimbal and phone wet and myself wet. Carrying an umbrella is not really gonna do anything. Kyle Walker with us. Welcome, Kyle. We're here today in downtown Vancouver. Check out Hamilton Street. I haven't, or did we just come from Hamilton Street? I think That's the back side of the library right there. All right, let's just keep going up Smythe Street. Love to see me do a food shop. What do you mean by a food shop? Like a grocery store where they sell like fresh fruits and vegetables and all that kind of stuff? High tie cart for a sit down in the sun. This is one of those hills. Yeah, it's not so bad, Devin, but as you walk for a long period of time uphill, it can be very annoying. This is called Yaletown, this part of the city.
Like the amount of money they're soaking into their kids with soccer is absurd.
It's called the Social Corner. Do a TNT run. TNT's a good grocery store. I could do a video inside there. They got all kinds of interesting foods. Yeah, I might do some grocery store videos. I don't mind showing inside grocery stores. Some interesting flags here. I wonder what this walkway is. I guess it's just a random sort of walkway that goes from that sidewalk over to that sidewalk. Those look like cool native flags. Hey Jazz, Juanita, welcome back. Looks like a playground-ish kind of area here. Here we have an urban park. Yep, you could say that. Looks like they're constructing more playground stuff here. Kind of like Cathedral Square. Speaking of cheesesteaks, there you go, Devin. I just mentioned it's hard to find cheesesteaks in Canada, and now you have a cheesesteak restaurant right here, Crave Cheesesteaks. Meaty, melty, and messy. Looks pretty good. I mean, I don't know what it looks like, the food, but cute little restaurant right there. The corner of Richards and Robson. IGA is a grocery store. I prefer donair, but thanks, I'll try it. Yeah. There you go though, alright? Now donair is very easy to find in Vancouver. They have lots of donair shops. Lots of donair shops. Nice to hear the birds. I don't know if those are the real birds or they're just the birds that make a sound when you're crossing the street. Cute little building there. Might have been a fire hall back in the day. It says, life is too short for bad coffee. I agree with that. You need that coffee sign. Yeah, it's a cool one, eh? It'd be cool to have that in your house. You miss IGA stores. They all closed in Michigan. Yeah, they used to have them in Ontario too. I don't know if they, I think they still do, but I don't know if they have them in my hometown anymore. So we were just over there earlier. There's the Lego building again. So I clearly just walked around in a big circle. There's the Mighty Bull statue. I gotta come back to that when the bull is in the chat. Because he always wants us to find bulls throughout the city if you can. Yeah, I like the tiny grocery stores too. Isidore says Denman Street for Donair. Yeah. Also Davie Street. Cute little restaurant there, Global. Got like a little amphitheater type thing here. Cover you from the rain. Glass elevator here. Enriquez. This is the former Hudson Bay building, which used to be the oldest company in all of North America, which recently went bankrupt. You remember Becker's from Ontario. And we've got Janice Pike with us. Welcome, Janice. Hey, Janice. Hope you're doing well. Happy New Year to you, Janice, and you and Rick as well. Thank you. Yeah, that was a cool, that's a cool outdoor elevator right there. Cladded in glass. Scotia Tower, one of Canada's banks. This is Vancouver Centre, 733 Seymour Street. Janice remembers Becker's, yeah. Did you guys have Shaw's too? We had Shaw's in St. Thomas.
We'll be able to do it soon.
Top down on the convertible. Yes, you're jealous. Nice weather for mid-January, right, Devin? There's the Japa Dog. Have you guys ever heard of Japa Dog? It's a very popular Japanese hot dog spot. Snowstorm in Toronto, yes. Just stay warm, Janice. Don't venture outside for no reason. It'll all pass in a few days. Minus 18 degrees in Michigan. Ouch. Ouch. That is very cold, Devin. And 20 to 40 centimeters in Toronto. That's not fun, Janice. This is the Pacific Center Mall. I've been in here before on one of my streams. Got Microsoft building headquarters here, Vancouver headquarters. So both Amazon and Microsoft have pretty big offices here downtown.
You guys are the best for like winning the award. For like being right on time. Why would you say that? So did Miss Echo. She was like, oh, I think I'm kind of late. You're the best. Mario was late.
So now we've reached Robson Square, which is home of the Vancouver Art Gallery. And then there's a museum there, and then behind that is the Fairmont Hotel with its green copper roof. Very iconic hotel here in Vancouver. It's around 40 degrees in France, minus 12 over in Toronto. Yeah, they have a skating rink here. Let's see if they're skating right now or if it's... I'm not sure what time they do the skating. over here, right? Somewhere. I don't think they're skating. But I can see the ice. That's the Vancouver Art Gallery. And this is the, this is part of it as well. This is a museum of Asian art, I believe, something like that. Can't see the ice from here either. I don't understand the point of this little walkway. Hotel Vancouver, correct? We've got David Collum with us. These kids are posing with this little statue here. And there's the skating rink. I don't know if they're just wetting it down, getting it ready for the next round. Posing with that little statue there, taking pictures. Oh, thanks, Isidore. You end up with walkways, I know, right? Janice says the Olympics are next month. Yeah, I forgot about that. Where is it again? I know the World Cup is going to be in Vancouver this year, amongst many other cities. They're doing a podcast here. Probably for TikTok or something. Place upon the horizon casting shadows, it says there. I don't know what that means. Are roasted chestnuts sold on the streets of cities other than New York? I don't know. I've never seen that. Do I ever do night walks? Yes, I have done a few night walks. Yep. I will. I will when it gets warmer. Do more night walks. This is Roots, classic Canadian clothing store. There's Lululemon, which I believe was founded in Vancouver as well. It's definitely a Canadian company. I know across the street there's a Canadian company founded in North Vancouver, which has become a very big clothing company called Arc'teryx. It's an odd name, but Arc'teryx is a Canadian company and it's headquartered in North Vancouver. And Lululemon is Canadian as well. I'm not sure where it's headquartered, but the CEO definitely lives in Vancouver. I've actually walked by his house before. It's the most expensive house in the city. We've got Brad Palmer with us. Welcome, Brad. There's Occitane. Left turn? No, I don't want to go left. I'm going to go towards the waterfront. Oh, look to 1 o'clock. That's the cathedral building. Oh, okay. One over there. Is it on Burrard? We'll try and find that next time. The name reminds me of Archaeopteryx, a bird-like dinosaur. Yes, that's what it's named after, Roy. That's why it reminds you of that, because that's exactly what it's named after. I don't know why, but the owner of... it used to be originally called Rock Solid, I believe. And then they changed it to Arcteryx when somebody else bought it or joined the company or something like that. But they sell mostly like mountain climbing and jackets, ski jackets, like really high-end winter jackets. Maybe not quite as expensive as Canada Goose, but still pretty expensive. This is Cartier, Tiffany & Company. Hopefully most are appreciating the weather today. Yeah, Roy, you had a good intuition there on what that name sounds like, because there's the famous Hotel Vancouver, part of the series of hotels built by the Canadian National Railway back in the early 1900s to promote travel to the west. We've also got the famous Banff Hotel, the Royal York, the Chateau Frontenac. Basically the most famous hotels in all of Canada were part of the CN Railway. I think they're all owned by Fairmont now. That little church there across the street is the oldest building in downtown Vancouver. Christ Church Cathedral. Oh, okay, Isidore. Well, we'll find it next time. Janice says, soon the clocks are going to go up. What date is that going to be on? I think that's not till March, right? There's the UBC Express bus. I took the UBC bus earlier today when between my first and second live stream, I took the bus downtown. Man, it was packed and like almost nobody paid. Like it was hilarious. Like on that UBC bus, you're not supposed to enter through the back end. Like we got to this one stop and like probably 25 people got on and they all got on the back and none of them paid. It was hilarious. And they all had like luggage and like big carry-ons and shit. Like basically 75% of the people don't pay for the bus anymore. I mean, at this point they should just make it free because it's not fair to the people who actually do pay. This is Burrard Station, a major SkyTrain station here in the city. Look at the building behind you for the sister statues. That's a very nice mural there of an indigenous woman. That looks very indigenous. The Marine building is nearby, yes. We can go check that out. Still getting used to the zoom on this phone. It's very touchy-feely. Got the B5 building here. We've got Derek Chow with us. Welcome, Derek. Open buses, people don't pay. Yeah, like one guy walked right on, and the bus driver goes to him, "Oh, that's rude." Like he didn't even like think about paying, and he walked right through the front. And the bus driver looked at him and was like, "That's rude." She didn't say you have to pay. She just said, "That's rude." The last thing that bus driver wants to do is get in a fight with some dude, and he pulls out a knife and stabs her over $2.75. You know what I'm saying? They don't have fare collectors? No, not on the bus. Not on the bus. The bus drivers are on their own. They're lucky that they make it home alive every day, considering the people that are on those buses, man. It is just, it's bad. You got people that are really screwed up on drugs, just completely zoned out. They smell like, well, they smell horrible. Let's just put it that. The smell on that bus today was absolutely horrible. You got folks on there that probably haven't showered in months. So we're heading up to the waterfront known as Canada Place. Very large convention center, hotel, and restaurants and whatnot. This looks like it's a federal building. It has the Canada logo at the top there. They don't smell like roses. No. It was one of the worst bus rides I've ever been on. Oh, that's okay, Derek. It is what it is. You gotta just, that's the thing with city life. You gotta take the bad with the good. If there was no poor people, then there wouldn't be any rich people, now would there?
That's why I feel okay. I'm like, you know what, I know it.
Janice says yes, March. Oh, thanks, Janice. This way. There's there's three Fairmont hotels in Vancouver. I showed you the historic Hotel Vancouver with the green roof. This is Fairmont Pacific Rim. And then there's Fairmont Waterfront Hotel over there. In front of us, we're going to get a view of the beautiful snow-capped Coast Mountains rising above North Vancouver. There's the other Fairmont Hotel. We've got Chowdery. Well, welcome, Chowdery. Nice to see you, my friend. Oh, is that right, Isadore? A lady took a swing at you in New Jersey. Oh, geez. Yeah, these things happen. There's been a few incidents amongst live streamers in Toronto recently. I know Sapan got basically assaulted on, I think it was on New Year's Eve. Someone I think smashed the camera out of his hand. And then Toronto, another walker, Maddie, he got the camera smacked out of his hand and his microphone broke and shit. So there's been a few dingus situations recently. Even Johnny and Ken have been running into certain idiots here and there. Canada Place. We got another statue here of not a bull, but another type of large animal. Very much associated with Canada.
I did show you the video.
I will not see it. I will refuse to look at that.
That's my picture window view, Burrard Inlet. Very nice view here, right, Isadore? This is correct, the Burrard Inlet, which separates North Vancouver from downtown Vancouver. North Van is its own municipality. And the water is very blue today because the sky is blue and it's just reflecting off of there. We have SF Cynthia with us. Welcome, Cynthia. Nice to see you. Hope you're well. Happy New Year to you, Cynthia. Haven't talked to you in a long time. We got to hang out a few times when I lived in San Francisco. But yeah, let me know if you're ever in Vancouver. We'll grab a coffee, Cynthia. Hope you're doing well. Megan says, I'm enjoying watching the cold from inside underneath my heated blanket. Chowdery says no snow in Vancouver. Nope. Yeah, I saw Johnny's stream. There was a lot of snow today. So we see the beautiful coast mountains. As you can see, North Van is pretty built up as well. And Vancouver, unlike San Francisco, has a massive container port. Like a huge container port here. So it's a major customs center. And plenty of oil rigs and whatnot are in the area. Yeah, you guys got buried. I know. That's why I don't want to live in Ontario, because I can't handle that, Janice. I don't want to look outside my window and have 3 feet of snow. Beautiful view, says Juanita. Yes. What's the blue things? Oh, that tall blue thing? I don't know what that is. It's just a sculpture of some sort, I think.
It's a rainbow.
That blue thing?
Yeah,
it's a rainbow. Oh, it's a raindrop. Oh, that yeah. It looks like a raindrop. Yeah.
It rains a lot.
It makes sense. Yeah, that's cool. Thank you. It's a raindrop.
That's true.
Don't worry about it.
SF Cynthia, $10 super chat. Thank you so much. Happy New Year to you. Beautiful day here. Yes, hopefully everything's going well in San Francisco. And say hi to your boyfriend as well, who I met before. And hope you're doing well, Cynthia. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's like that art house on Sill. You remember that one, eh, Jean-Marc? That's just down
I worked at the stamp.
down the waterfront ways. We saw that last time I did a stream. Likes, thanks, Janice. This is definitely a very nice part of the city here compared to some parts. There they go. Isadora says, I'll write you a mini-series. good Isidore. There's plenty of film studios in Vancouver to film your mini-series. In fact, just a major film studio recently opened up over in Burnaby, I believe. Nice blue sky today. We need Canadian content. Well, yes. You have to have a certain amount of Canadian content on television in Canada and on the radio. That's why most of us who grew up here, we know a lot of the Canadian bands. A lot that you might not have heard too much of in the States, because they had to play a lot of Canadian content. It doesn't have to necessarily be a Canadian band. It could be a Canadian writer of a song, or maybe even one member of the band. I'm not exactly sure, but a lot of us grew up listening to Canadian bands, and there is one famous band, not super famous, but famous enough, that is from Vancouver. I remember one of my live streams I said there's no bands from Vancouver, but that's not true. There is one semi-famous band from Vancouver known as Trooper. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Trooper. I'm here for a good time, not a long time, they sung. And also, raise a little hell, raise a little hell, raise a little hell. They have like two famous songs. Let's hop on the bus, head to East Van. I'm actually gonna pay, unlike most people. Avril Lavigne says yes. Avril Lavigne, Brian Adams. Nice to see you too, Janice. I'm glad you're with us today. And you want more French content. We do have a lot of French content. We didn't listen to a lot of French music in Ontario because, frankly, nobody really speaks French in Ontario or British Columbia. But in Quebec, they would have a lot of their own French artists. And so they would hear a lot more French music on their radio stations. Rick has ways of getting better. He had surgery, now he's healing. Well, I'm so glad he's getting better, Janice. I heard about Rick's surgery, and hopefully he recovers 100%. And you guys can make it again to the meetup. If there's a meetup next summer, I'm sure there will be a meetup. Even if it's not Henry's meetup, it could be someone else's meetup. $54.40. Are they Canadian? A lot of female singers were from Canada, not just Avril Lavigne, but Alanis Morissette. Shania Twain is probably one of the most famous. Actually, no, the most famous is Celine Dion, and also Sarah McLachlan was huge back in the day. Most Canadians would also be familiar with Anne Murray and Rita McNeil.
It's still good. It's still one. You're good enough. Thank you.
Starmania, Quebecois rock opera, sensational. Never heard of that. Yes, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Thanks for reminding everyone there, Janice. Little Jagged Little Pill, yes. That was a huge album, wasn't it? I mean, that was just a blockbuster hit. So many songs off that album became like huge hits on the radio, and they had music. Back in the day, we watched a lot of music videos. Music videos were huge. Much music we had in Canada, not MTV. MTV was never really available in Canada, unless maybe you had a satellite dish. I think if you had a satellite, you could get it, but it wasn't available on cable. But we had our own called Much Music, which had, like I said, they really cared about Canadian content on TV. So Much Music had a lot of Canadian bands. Yeah, Jagged Little Pill was probably one of the biggest albums of any Canadian singer. All right, Derek, we'll see you on the next one, man. Take her easy, bud. Music was amazing. Miss Ed the Sock. Ed the Sock was hilarious. I miss Erica M, man. She was so hot. Every dude was in love with Erica M back in the day. They called them VJs instead of DJs. Supertramp was huge in Canada, yes. But Supertramp, I believe, is British, right? The Hip stand alone. Tragically, Hip was definitely Canada, the biggest band in the 90s in Canada for sure. But they never really made it big in the States. Not like those female singers that I was referring to that actually made it really big in the States, especially Shania.
Next stop, Granville Street. Transfer for Canada.
Gordon Downey,
Station.
poor guy, passed away. One of Canada's greatest heroes in many ways. I mean, hero is a strong word, but he was definitely an icon amongst icons here in Canada. Getting about 50 people coming on this bus. Here we go. Have I ever been to the Capilano suspension bridge? No, I have not. I have not. I've seen it. I haven't been up there yet. Looks pretty scary. Not gonna lie. And Yoshi's with us. Welcome, Yoshi the Explorer. He was just shoveling snow for 2 hours, Yoshi? That's a lot of snow, bro. Yo, you went there before, Cynthia? Oh, okay, cool. So you've been to Vancouver. Nice. How many centimeters did you guys get over there?
Next stop, Campbell Street.
35, that's a lot. Dennis remembers Anne Murray. Anne Murray is also a Canadian icon, big time. Another famous singer from the 60s is Joni Mitchell. And of course, Neil Young is probably the most famous sort of rock and roll star from Canada. Oh, you've been here a few times. Nice. Dr. Column says, Helen Reddy. I'm not sure who that is. I think I've seen that name before. I'm not sure who that is, David. There's some areas where it's a little scary because of the glass floor. Okay, well, I'll go check it out. At some point, I will go check out the Capilano suspension bridge. Maybe I'll do a live stream from up there.
Brakes on.
Is the London Drugs, which is actually going to be closing down soon. It's kind of the heart of this neighborhood, but unfortunately this is such a... It doesn't look too bad, but this neighborhood is filled with shoplifting, homelessness, drug use, and basically London Drugs has basically lost millions of dollars. It is a shame, eh, Melissa? Yeah, this has happened to so many stores around here where there's been so much shoplifting and the cops won't do anything about it. They just let it continue until all these businesses die. Because the government always sides with the criminals, they never side with the victims. doesn't care if these businesses suffer as long as these drug addicts get whatever they want, right? They always side with the drug addicts and the drug dealers and the criminals. They don't give a shit about the victims in this country, especially the courts and the lawyers. The cops maybe, but they can't do anything about it. Yeah, you can't complain about this weather, Janice. Yeah, you must be freezing right now, Yoshi. Go soak your feet in some warm water or something there. They can't just move them on? Well, they could if they wanted to, but they don't. The government won't allow it. If they just passed a law saying, vagrancy is illegal and you're not allowed to loiter on the streets, and they could, but they won't pass that law. They're too scared because they have something called progressives in this province, and NDP party that runs it, and they side with all the drug addicts. They don't give a shit about the hardworking taxpayers and the business owners and all the people who are like trying to do well in this city. They don't care about them. They only care about the criminals. And so all their sympathy lies with the criminals. It's completely opposite way of most human beings think, but that's the problem with politicians. They're not really human, you know what I mean? They're more scavengers rather than regular human beings. And that's why I don't vote. Hands up, cocoa. Who like one? Oh, I'll have a hot cocoa.
Next stop, Columbus Drive.
There's a lot of money to be made in that, Janice. That's why that's so much available. They don't care how many people overdose or how many people are addicts and destroy their lives and destroy their families' lives and make life for the city, to people who live in the city, horrible, especially in this neighborhood. They don't care about that as long as they're making money off fentanyl, crystal meth, and other hard drugs. They don't care if they're destroying society or not. The operation's just too big at this point. Most of Latin America is actually ruled by all the cartels. I mean, they have all the money in Latin America. cartels have so much cash, they can always just throw a few bribes here and there, and people will look the other way. Get a room with a view, yes. But the thing with, like, when you have a beautiful view of the mountains or you have a beautiful view of something, I hate to say it, but after like a few months, you don't even notice the view. I lived in an apartment before that had a very nice view, and like, it was awesome when I first moved there. But then after a while, I'm like, what view? I don't even notice a view. It looks the same to me every day. Like these mountains in the background, I don't notice these mountains in the background on a daily basis when I'm walking around this neighborhood. I don't notice those. I don't notice those ever, really, unless I'm purposely paying attention. Now, when I first moved here, I noticed them, but now I don't. So views are great, but it's really only once you first see the view that it's really amazing. Once you get used to the view, it's kind of boring. Come to Dallas, no mountains and very few oceans. Yes, that's right. Dallas, Texas seems pretty flat to me. I feel like everywhere you look, it's pretty flat over in Texas. I could be wrong. There might be some mountains somewhere in Texas, but oh, you started picking cars as you had cabin fever. Yeah, living out in a rural area, I would definitely get cabin fever if I was out there in the hinterlands. I need to live around people, even though there's a lot of somewhat sketchy people in the city. I still would rather be around sketchy people than wild animals. All those wild animals are just going to kill me at night. Yeah, like I would rather hang out in the city at night rather than in the country at night, you know what I mean? Like, what am I going to do with all those raccoons around? You've been there? You've been there? Yeah, that's why I don't really like going camping and all that stuff, because you got to deal with mosquitoes and bears and other bad things. David agrees. So you see A&W there, home of the delicious teen burger. And pretty much all A&Ws are open 24 hours, which is good. Left Coast, Florida, howdy, been looking for you. Hey, what's up, Left Coast? Yeah, I haven't done too many streams recently because it's been so rainy here. It rains almost every day here, so you're not going to catch me walking around in wet weather. But welcome, Left Coast. Made it just in time. We're probably going to be wrapping up in the next 10 minutes here after I get off the bus and make my way back to my neighborhood. We love A&W and Harvey's. You know, there's no Harvey's or Swiss Chalet in British Columbia. There's no Harvey's or Swiss Chalet in all of British Columbia.
Next stop, East Hastings Street at Nanaimo Street.
What part of the city are you in? We are in Hastings Sunrise, it's called. Nope, not Gastown. We're well past Gastown. We're out of the downtown area. We're on East Hastings and Nanaimo here in the heart of East Vancouver. We're headed to the PNE and Boundary. Yes, if this bus will. I'm getting out here and after this light, but this bus will continue all the way to Burnaby. Actually, all the way to Simon Fraser University in Burnaby, which is on top of something called Burnaby Mountain, which is a pretty high elevation hill. When you're on this bus and it's going up Burnaby Mountain, you can tell this bus is practically struggling to get up it. I mean, you can hear the engine just revving. Very beautiful day today. Sky is finally blue after so many days of rain. And the temperature is very mild, 9 degrees. Purple-headed mountain, that's right. Oh, is that right, Isidore? I am gonna head home and make myself some lunch. I do not want any snow. I do not like snow. Here's to all you Toronto folks. Hope you're jealous of the weather in Vancouver. That's why you gotta move out west. Why do you think so many people have moved out west over the last 100 years? They don't want to deal with all that snow. Well, thank you everyone for joining me on this beautiful Thursday here in Vancouver. Sorry about the glitches earlier. We had to split it up in 2 parts, but seems okay now. I don't know. This is what happens when you get a new phone and you try and do shit and yada yada yada. Technology doesn't always work perfect. So am I buffering right now? Thank you, everyone. I don't know. It says I'm buffering, but let me know. Oh, thank you for joining Left Coast. All right. Well, I'm gonna head out. Thanks to all those who sent support. Thank you, Cynthia, for the super chat. Thanks to the mods. Click like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Oh, video seems fine. Okay. It's giving me this this weird warning, but okay. Thank you to Janice, Megan, Alyssa, David Collum, Left Coast, Isidore. Welcome. Thank you so much, Isidore, for all the information you gave us today. And everyone else who joined, appreciate you. Thank you to the mods, Jean-Marc, everyone else who joined, Trojan Elk Explorer, Brad Palmer. Welcome, sir. And we'll see you on the next one, everyone. I'm going to have a few days of nice weather here in Vancouver, so hopefully I'll be able to go live again this week. All right, folks, take care and enjoy your Thursday. Bye for now.